Hey, I'm Heyzeus, and in this video, we're going to be looking at the 5 weirdest ways you can use CSGO skins. Sponsored by Skinport, the easy to use skins marketplace where you can sell your skins for real cash. More about them later. Now, some people have been very inventive with skins over the years, using them for betting, using them for gambling, and using them as investments. They've definitely gone well beyond anything Valve ever intended, but some users get even weirder than that. Obviously, we all know that a lot of people also use skins to scam people. For example, take our old friend Captain Crunch with his scamming guide. So this Crunch guy used to run around scamming kids for their knives, right up until he got trade banned anyway. And I bring him up because this is actually the most primitive form of scam you can run using CSGO skins. And what we're going to see is that there is much more advanced stuff you can do. I mean, forget about stealing knives. What about stealing money from the government? Well, actually, that brings us to number 5, tax avoidance. Yes, skins can be used to avoid paying tax, and there's lots of ways of doing it. You see, for people involved in the scene, it's actually fairly common to deliberately put money into skins to avoid reaching certain income levels to minimize the amount of tax you pay. Very common, actually, and sometimes this is sort of legal and other times it definitely isn't. However, your chances of getting caught are somewhere in the vicinity of slim to none, because to get caught, someone at the tax office actually has to understand how skins work. I don't think that's going to happen, and in many countries people regularly avoid paying tax anyway, so good luck getting in trouble there. And doing this actually has quite a lot of advantages. So you could cash out the skins later when you're not making as much money, so you pay less tax, and you can even lie and say you made the money from a hobby so you don't have to pay tax at all. Highly illegal, but you can do it and you'll probably get away with it too. But regardless, skins are a viable, maybe not legal, but definitely viable way to hide money from the government. And I mean, the billionaires are doing it, so why shouldn't you? But what if you're not trying to hide the money from the government? What if you're trying to hide it from the wife that you're divorcing instead? Well, that's what this guy was asking about on the CSGO market subreddit. Now, I think this guy is a hide to be asking about this. Like, he complains about her wanting a cut of his Pokemon cards, which, by the way, she's almost certainly entitled to, but in the meantime, he's actively conspiring to hide money from her, which is completely illegal, but just rank hypocrisy as far as I'm concerned. Now, granted, maybe the wife is a horrible person, we don't know. Breakups suck, and people can be pretty terrible to each other in them, but more importantly, he's got a strategy here that might just work. And it's not because his wife isn't entitled to half his skins, she actually 100% is, but if his wife doesn't know about his skins or doesn't know how much they're worth, he could really easily hide the money from her using them. He could even fake being scammed and move the skins to a friend's account to further avoid having them seized. I mean, the lawyers aren't going to know what skins are, the judge isn't going to know what skins are, so long as he can hide the payments he made to buy the skins, there should be no trace of them, and he may well be able to get out with the money. Again, completely illegal, I disavow it. Even if your wife is a bitch, I still disavow it. It's still illegal, and if you get caught, there will be hell to pay, but it might just work. But what if it isn't your wife you're trying to hide the money from? What if it's the police? Well, welcome to the world of money laundering in CSGO. And again, this is a very big thing, and there are a bunch of different ways people do it. Shocked? No, you're probably not shocked, are you? You're probably not surprised at all. But anyway, the most simple way is to steal someone's credit card and buy some skins with it, and then go sell those skins somewhere else and cash out the money. This is a massive problem that causes Valve massive headaches, and it causes third-party marketplaces massive headaches too. Valve, for their part, have had to remove features from CSGO such as tradable keys to try and deal with this problem, and they've also outright admitted they've got a huge problem with criminal fraud on their platform, which was probably a very stupid idea given the media articles that resulted in. And skin sites have had to remove all manner of payment features including crypto because of this issue. But credit card fraud is actually relatively small fry compared to some of the other stuff that goes on. I mean, would it shock you if I said that some skin sites have served as money laundering outfits for much larger scale criminals? Well, let's be real, it probably wouldn't be a shock, would it? Now, I can't mention any names, this isn't an expose, it's just rumours in the community, but I want to be clear, I take them pretty seriously. Whether you do or not is up to you, but the rumours are definitely out there. And by the way, given this video is sponsored by a third-party marketplace, I also want to be clear, I would not work with a skin site I thought was engaged in money laundering. Just want to be clear about that. I would not work with a site I thought was doing money laundering. Anyway, that brings us to number 4, bribing people. Now, I am going to surprise you and say that you probably already know about this. It's actually very well publicised. You see, you've probably heard about a little team called iBuyPower and how in 2014 they intentionally lost a match and their careers. But they didn't do the betting themselves. They had someone else do it for them and they got paid a cut of the winnings. Now, maybe you could argue that technically that doesn't count as a bribe. I mean, iBuyPower didn't get paid until afterwards, and you could also argue that it was actually Days, the leader of iBuyPower, who masterminded things. But iBuyPower is only a very small fish in a very big pool when it comes to match fixing. I mean, Valve has banned a stack of other people to begin with. There's been arrests in Australia, an entire division of MDL in the USA has been investigated. Some of these people have since moved to Valorant, by the way, and then there's Asia, which probably has more match fixing than the rest of the world combined. Now, these days, I suspect that a lot of the bribes are paid with cold, hard crypto, but back during the early days, I think you'll find that a lot of the bribes were paid in skins. How much? Well, we'll never know for sure, but it definitely did happen. Probably quite a lot, actually. So, given we've looked at 4 kinds of terrible things, I want to finish up with something a bit more positive. For number 5, I am going to propose a use for skins that might even do the world a little bit of good, and that's political protest. Hear me out on this one too. Look, we all know how Blizzard came down like a house of bricks on a Hearthstone pro who had the balls to say "Free Hong Kong" during a broadcast. Shocking, right? Now, funnily enough, Valve has actually been blocking free Hong Kong themed games from the Steam store without really receiving that much pushback. And in fairness, unlike Blizzard, Valve doesn't have a history of grandstanding about how woke they are, and they haven't talked about how much they really want to defend the honour of the motherland on Weibo either, so it's probably part of the reason why they escape too much attention. But hey, if you've got a cause you want to bring to public attention and you just happen to be a high-level CSGO pro, skins are the perfect way to do it. You see, Counter-Strike has this fun little feature called the name tag, which allows you to name a skin to be whatever you want. Anything you want. Now, this has led to some thrills and spills over the years. Notably, one Chinese player accidentally went into an online game with a knife called LGBT Slayer. That's not a good move. If you want a successful career, definitely don't enter a pro match with a knife with a name like that. It's all downside, just don't. But what you can try doing is naming all your skins after a cause that's a little bit more popular with the audience. I mean, if you want to save the whales, name all your skins. Save the whales. And every time your point of view is being used, Save the Whales will appear on screen. And every time someone is using your gun, Save the Whales will appear as well. You could actually really make a statement using these things, particularly if you're at a big match like the Major or something. And if you're feeling particularly edgy, well, name some of your skins. Free Hong Kong before you go into a match against a Chinese team. I'm sure that will upset some people, there'll be some controversy, but worst case scenario, when people ask, just say that a friend named them and you forgot, and you'll probably get away with it. And as a pro, you'd probably get a lot of positive media attention for it too. Just putting it out there. I feel like it hasn't really been tried that much yet, but there's a lot you could do here. What do you think, by the way, Chairman G? 女士们,先生们,大家好. Well, it's good to know we have his support. Anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe, massively appreciated. And a big thank you to Skinport for sponsoring this channel. Skinport, formerly known as SkinBay, it's the same site. All that's changed is the name, is a skins marketplace and cash out site. It's safe, convenient, easy to use. It's got a super competitive sales fee of 5% if you put skinport.com in your username, a really, really low fee if you're looking to sell your skins. If you're looking to buy instead, it's got a ton of great deals with over 100,000 CSGO skins listed, as well as easy to use deposit and withdrawal options. Awesome site, check it out, link is in the description. Anyway, that's it from me. As always, trust the numbers, not your guts. I'm Heyzeus, Thanks for watching, see ya.